A man with nothing in his bank account walks into a room full of strangers. He is ignored completely. No eye contact. No acknowledgement. He is furniture. A man with exactly the same haircut, the same clothes, the same face walks into the same room. But this time, people know his name. They step aside. They smile first. They remember small details about his life. The bank account is identical. The treatment is not. Money is a number on a screen. Status is what happens to the space around you when you walk into a room. One is a tool. The other is a force field. And yet, most people spend their lives chasing the number, hoping the force field will come with it. That is not how it works. Visual: a businessman in an expensive suit sits alone at a bar. No one approaches. Across the room, a man in a plain t-shirt holds court with a group. Everyone leaning in. Money can buy a table at the best restaurant in the city. Status makes the waiter bring the bottle you didn't order. Money buys the car. Status makes the valet remember your name next week. Money gets you in the door. Status makes someone hold it open before you reach it. Something doesn't add up. A billionaire can be ignored at a party if no one knows who he is. A poet with no savings can walk into a room of strangers and leave with 5 new invitations. The numbers say one thing. The behavior says another. Visual: 2 people enter the same elevator simultaneously. One is greeted by name by 3 people inside. The other stands silently, watching the floor numbers change. The strange part is this: money is visible. You can count it. You can measure it. It has clear rules. If you have more than someone else, you win. And yet, people routinely choose less money in exchange for more status. A professor who could earn triple in the private sector stays at the university. An artist who could commercialize her work refuses. A politician who could make more money in consulting stays in public service. That should not work. More money should always win. But it does not. There seems to be another game being played. The money game is simple: accumulate more. The status game is stranger: be seen as someone who does not need to accumulate more. The man who buys a Rolex to impress strangers is playing the money game. The man who wears a $20 watch and is still treated like he owns the room is playing the status game. One is about what you have. The other is about what others believe you could have if you wanted it. Visual: a person at a party mentions casually that they just returned from a remote village with no electricity. The room leans forward. The person who mentioned their vacation home in the Hamptons 20 minutes earlier gets no reaction. Why does one story work and the other fall flat? The vacation home signals you have money. It is an invitation to be compared, measured, ranked. The remote village signals you have experiences that cannot be bought. It is an invitation to wonder. Status is not the opposite of money. Status is money's invisible twin. The twin that does the real work while money takes the credit. Here is the hidden pattern: money is positional. It only matters relative to others. A man with $10 million feels poor in a room full of billionaires. A man with $50,000 feels rich in a village where the average income is $5,000. The same number. 2 completely different feelings. Status does something money cannot do. Status changes the frame of reference itself. When you have high status, people do not compare your money to theirs. They do not compare at all. They simply defer. Visual: a crowded subway car. A man in worn clothing stands calmly, reading a book. No one bumps into him. People unconsciously give him space even when there is none to give. How does he do that? He has no visible wealth. He has no title. Something in his posture, his pace, his lack of reaction to the crowd communicates a single message: I am not trying to impress you. That is the root of status. The willingness to not try. Money is the reward for trying. Status is the reward for not needing to try. That is the contradiction at the center of everything. The harder you chase status, the faster it recedes. The more you demonstrate you do not need it, the more it comes to you. Watch what happens when someone receives a compliment. The low-status person deflects. "Oh, this old thing. I was lucky." The high-status person says, "Thank you," and says nothing else. One sentence. The compliment is accepted. No debt created. Visual, a dinner table. Someone is praised for their work. Person A quickly lists all the people who helped them. Person B simply nods and says, "Thank you." The room treats them differently for the rest of the meal. The low-status person is trying to manage how others see them. The high-status person already knows. And that certainty is what others detect. It is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is quiet. It is the absence of the question, "Do they like me?" Money can buy you into the room. It cannot buy the certainty that you belong there. Here is where it gets strange. Evolution did not design us to chase money. Money is 10,000 years old. Evolution designed us to chase status. Status is 500 million years old. Every primate troop has a hierarchy. Every pack has an alpha. The machinery for detecting status is ancient, automatic, and operates below conscious thought. You can smell status before you see a wallet. You can feel it in how someone holds a door. You can detect it in whether someone looks at you first or you look at them first. These microsignals are processed in milliseconds. Long before you calculate net worth, you have already decided who has more status in this interaction. Visual, a job interview. The candidate speaks calmly, makes eye contact, pauses before answering. The interviewer, who holds all the power, finds himself leaning forward, trying to earn the candidate's approval. That should not happen. The interviewer has the job. The interviewer has the money. The interviewer decides. And yet, status does not respect institutional power. It obeys its own ancient rules. A person with nothing to lose has more status than a person with everything to gain. The twist is this: the ultimate status symbol is not a thing. It is the willingness to walk away. A man who will not beg for the promotion has more status than the man who begs and gets it. A woman who will not negotiate for the raise has more status than the woman who negotiates and wins. The person who can leave has more status than the person who can stay.